When I started this project, there were two major problems I was presented with: my lack of Unreal experience and finding a way to optimize visual effects to avoid crashing the engine, which was not entirely avoided as you may see in this video. This task was overcome by using simple visual effects to create a balanced and unified design that needed little blueprinting for its creation. First, I created this magic circle using an alpha source from Google Images, but you're welcome to create one in Photoshop or Illustrator as well. I chose red to be the unifying color for my design, but this was only a preference. The framework that I based the visual balance on was inspired by the small floating particles in the system, and ultimately led me to using Niagara in later parts of the design. When it's all finished, the particle system looks like this: easy and cool. Next, the rotating cube. While the circle by itself is fine, I wanted to have something that would not only draw visual interest, but also serve to justify the existence of the circle. Having a physical object suggests itself as a conduit for the effect, and by adding a few effects to the object itself, it can seem more convincing. I did this by using the level blueprint to rotate the cube and applied a pulsing glowing material, resulting in this effect. Now is where Niagara comes in. A large challenge to Niagara is that helpful tutorials, be they video demonstrations or text logs, don't often detail the steps needed to understand how a system works and how to manipulate it. It's therefore that the next two effects are made by using default Niagara systems: hanging particles and beams. I wanted the hanging particles to fill verticality in the design and give it a sense of depth, so I adjusted its parameters to fill within the confines of the circle and a little past the cube. Here's what it looks like. Next, I wanted the cube to have a stronger presence in the design. I decided to use the Niagara beam for this effect, and after editing it to strike a good balance between foreground and background noticeability, I duplicated it to create a subtle sunburst effect. Lastly, I created a trailing ribbon to act as a force field around the top of the design, which was made with a simple sprite burst. By changing the shape the particle traveled in, a nice ribbon effect can be created. I wanted the ribbon to travel downwards without leaving the confines of the circle, to bring the eye back down to the bottom and complete the visual path of the design, and this also accomplishes the task of encapsulating and unifying all the aspects before it, almost like placing a home inside of a snow globe. Here's the finished product. Overall, I'm satisfied with the result, and I hope to look into creating better effects using what I've learned from this. All tutorials I followed are included in the description as well. Thank you for watching, have a good day.